Back yet again,
Yes, yes.
another week in the wide world of sports. So much is happening even as we speak, as we discuss. Um, I first want to thank everybody. Well, first of all, I'm your host, Jason Flake, my co host, Lance Reynolds, aka the People's Champ.
What up, though?
Um, First of all, I want to thank everybody for hitting all of the social media pages, the YouTube page. We're approaching 52,000 views on the YouTube page. That is not possible without the support of all of you who like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. And when you hit that bell notification, make sure you hit all so that you are notified when we post new content, new shorts, new videos, and of course, when we go live, which we do every Wednesday at around 8 p.m. or as close as we can get to it.
You know how I be.
You know how it is.
Nonetheless, thanks for the love, y'all.
We
Appreciate you.
we appreciate you so much. Um, man, there is a lot to discuss, man. First of all, man, we want to acknowledge one of our sponsors, man, one of the members of the Everybody Has One family, man. Our guy G Mason.
Oh, yes.
We rocking his apparel, man. I don't wear ball caps, but I'm doing so on a very special occasion. The day happens to be his birthday, and he actually
Yo,
designed all of this gear that we wearing today, man. This is a Coney Island shirt. It says the after party is always at Coney Island, man. If you're a Detroit person,
you know, you
we
know.
we don't have to explain. And if you're not a Detroit person, we probably couldn't explain.
Right.
But
You
that's
had to
like
be
our
there.
Waffle House, you know what I'm saying? That's like our spot. We go to get something to eat, man, right before we go home after a night of carousing, drinking, maybe doing some other stuff, depending on what your vice is,
Etc.
etc. and etc. But we want to thank him, man, for the apparel, thank him for the love, thank him for the support of the Everybody Has One podcast. We got a lot of topics to get into tonight. Let's not hesitate. Let's jump into the NBA Finals, man.
Yeah.
We have seen two games. It is tied 1-1. Um, I suspected that the Indiana Pacers would take game one. They did.
You did
they
call
led.
that. You did nail that. You
they
did nail
they
that.
led for all of 3/10 of a second
Right.
in that game.
That was crazy.
Um, Tyrese Halliburton, of course, hit the game winner. I'll take your impressions of the series thus far. Of course, OKC tied the series in game two. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that they controlled that game basically from wire to wire. Game three is happening as we speak, going on right now. I'll take your impressions of the series thus far, what you see, what you think, um, how you feel it's going for either team,
Mhm.
who you think has the advantage, disadvantages, things that you see, surprises, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I think again, that game one, that was crazy.
It was.
That was that was as far as game one goes, that was about as exciting of a game one I've seen in a very
It
long
was a
time.
really great game.
Like
Yeah.
I would have to like
We'd be remiss if we didn't say that. That was a
yeah. I
great
mean,
competitive
what
game.
like Iverson versus the Super Lakers in
Yep.
2001.
Yep.
What the LeBron JR game was that
18. Yep.
2018. Bulls Lakers 91 game
Yep.
one.
Those are all excellent
Like those
comparisons.
are the ones that just kind of
Just spring to
that I
mind
can
immediately.
recall
Hmm.
that I've seen that was just like damn, that was wild.
Yeah.
But outside of that, a lot of it to me was kind of what I expected.
Hmm.
You know, again, those wing matchups
Yep.
have just been fun to watch on both ends. I think Shea Shea's doing Shea things. I
Yep.
think would he have the most points in the first two games of the finals ever?
Yeah.
Um,
Not a
what
surprise.
no, not a surprise. What was wild? I think it was game one. The Thunder may have set the record for forced
Hmm.
turnovers in a game, and you lose that game.
Yeah. No.
You
Yeah.
know that was
I think Indiana had almost 20 turnovers in the
yeah.
first half.
I mean it was wild. But I think we talked about it actually before the finals started, where you can't play Indiana for 45 minutes.
Nope.
You will lose.
47 and a half, as it turns
Right,
out.
right. But you know
You
what?
gotta turn, you gotta play
But
them
if
the
you,
whole game.
but if you look back at that game one, right at the 2:58
Yep, I
mark,
was gonna say the 3 minute mark.
the ship started to sink,
Mm-hmm.
and here comes India. They kept hitting timely
Yep.
threes, and they just kept coming and kept coming. Game two was much, well, again, what I expected. OKC came back with a vengeance. A lot of the secondary and the tertiary players,
Mm-hmm.
showed up and delivered. Jay Williams, Chet, Wallace, um, a lot of the guys just showed up in the home game, and that was pretty much, I mean, from pillar to post.
Yeah.
They pretty much
Wire to wire. They
yeah,
carried that. Yeah. I
yeah,
agree.
kind of ran that game. So tonight, I don't know exactly what the score is
You know what?
tonight.
Let me check while you talking.
I'm interested to see. I think Indiana, when not seeing anything of the game, I think they would come out, with their hair on fire. I would anticipate.
It's 29-23
Okay.
OKC with a minute 19 left in the first.
Okay, well there you go. So it looks like, again, not seeing anything, that maybe OKC weathered
Mm-hmm.
the initial, what they call it, salvo by
Mm-hmm.
the Pacers. And the game three, was it 80% of the teams that win game three go on to win the series?
When
So
it's tied. Yep. 1-1.
thus far. So yeah, I mean, a lot of it is what I expected. Again, what the if the series ended today, I mean, Shea's the MVP.
Sure.
Um, Halliburton, um, I think he could be. I don't want to say more aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
because again, I think his strength is facilitating
Sure.
and being the pulse of the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe they could be a little well served if maybe he not necessarily hunt shots,
Right.
but maybe just a little bit more aggressive in terms of attacking the rim. I
Yeah.
don't think he just necessarily has to just take shots. I think the kind of shots that he can get, because I think he's a player that can pretty much get any shot that he wants
Yeah.
with his matchup.
Yeah.
So I think, when they say, being more assertive, I think maybe he could attack the rim more, as opposed to, the bailout step backs.
Yeah.
You know.
No, that's actually an excellent point. Because most of my commentary is about Tyrese Halliburton. I
Not
have a
another
lot.
one.
Another alley oop. Um, Tyrese Halliburton, he is a puzzle to me. And the reason, as I continue to formulate my thoughts about the series, the reason that I think OKC wins the series in 6 or 7 games is because I think they have the more consistent superstar. I think that when you start to look at the teams are very evenly matched.
Mhm.
You look at Siakam versus Jalen Williams.
Yeah.
You look at Miles Turner versus Chet Holmgren. You even look at some of the secondary guys like Isaiah Hartenstein and Wiggins versus
Mhm.
Neesmith and Nembhard. I really like the ability that all of those secondary and, as you said, tertiary guys have to come in and make a contribution. But really, I think that Shea is the more consistent superstar between him and Halliburton.
Yeah.
He's the more dependable guy. He's the reason why I think OKC has the upper hand in the series ultimately. Now, with that being said, the reason I think that it's going to be a longer series as opposed to a shorter one is
Okay.
because they won Indiana, won game one, and Tyrese only had 14 points. He doesn't have to explode
Yeah.
necessarily in order for them to win a game. I think that he would have to explode for them to win the series. And I just don't expect that he's going to do that. I think that he'll be up and he'll be down, in terms of his scoring.
Mhm.
He'll make an impact every
Right.
game, but I think that they would need his consistent scoring pop in order to make them the better team.
Yeah.
And he's just not built that way.
Yeah.
He's not built to be a consistent 25, 30 point scorer every time out. and Shea is.
Yes.
And that's the difference in the matchup is that Shea's going to, you can pencil him in for 28 plus points every game
And go north from there.
and go north from there,
Yeah.
probably 30 plus. But I'm being conservative when I say 28. He's probably going to go 30 plus every game because that's just who he is. That's how he's built. He's going to go and get shots up. He's going to get his kind of shots up. He's going to usually hit them timely. And he's very good. Tyrese does make timely shots because even in game 2, he only had 5 points, I think, in the first half.
Yeah.
I think he had double-digit points in the fourth quarter. So he
Yeah.
does hit timely shots, but he doesn't hit enough. He doesn't get enough offense. In my opinion, he will sometimes, which is why I think they'll win at least a couple of games, but he's not going to do it enough, and he's not going to do it more than SGA. So that's where I start to believe that okay, OKC is the better team, and also their perimeter defense is excellent. I mean, they forced
Man,
a ton of turnovers because they
Man.
just get their hands on so many balls.
everybody on that team has got some long ass
Yeah, they
arms,
do.
dog.
They
It's
do. They
just
poke
like
away so
everywhere
many
you look,
basketballs.
it is just
Yeah,
I-
they knocking the ball away. They reaching in. They getting the ball cleanly.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I agree with that. But that said, I mean, I think that the way that the teams play, the styles are aesthetically pleasing. It's really a good brand of
Yeah, I
basketball
love it. I mean,
that's going to be played for as many games as we squeeze out of this finals. I mean, I'm hoping that
and it sucks that nobody's watching.
yeah,
I mean, that sucks because I mean, you get a lot of the, when whatever, but
yeah, because they two small market teams.
yeah,
And,
man, and it's just like you can hear all of this complaining from me,
right.
about lack of
Yes.
competition, parity,
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z, and here you have two pretty fairly evenly matched teams.
Yeah.
You've got a good coaching matchup.
Yes.
Even if you think that Rick Carlisle, the better coach,
Sure.
uh,
Certainly
than
more experience.
than
Diagonal.
Dagnall,
Mm-hmm.
I still believe Dagnall is a smart enough coach where he'll still be able
Of
to take
course.
something from a matchup against the Rick
Absolutely.
Carlisle. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
as a basketball fan, you should embrace that
Yeah, I agree.
and enjoy that. And the fact that they said, like, I think game 1, the ratings were like the lowest since they were tracking it in
Yeah.
1988.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah. I mean,
It's kind of double talk.
it is. And it's crazy because that's one of the best that's one of the best
Right.
games that I've seen in the NBA
I
finals
mean,
in years, man.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it was an excellent matchup. It's a great matchup. They're gonna be good
And
games.
even and to your point,
Mhm.
even visually,
Yeah.
it looks good.
Yeah, they play at a fast pace. Yeah.
The OKC crowd looks like a college arena.
Yeah.
Indiana,
Yeah.
I mean, it's Indiana.
Yeah.
So
Right. Yeah.
you
The
can,
Hoosier State.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro, you can go to a little league game.
Yeah. And they
it's
love
packed.
basketball. Yeah.
They tailgating outside. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, you're
So
right.
it's so even
And
if
both teams played that fast pace, that style of basketball that people enjoy. That it's not a half court,
they
slow
de-
it down
they
kind of
de-
game.
they defend without fouling.
They do.
And another thing that I like, and it's been at a minimum, not to say that it haven't happened, but it's been at a minimum. They defend without fouling, and when the whistle blows, you don't get all of this shit.
Yeah.
I get so sick of that, dude. Every time the
Review
whistle
it.
blows,
Review it.
dude, you took this dude's head off.
Yeah, I know.
Take the ball out and shut up. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I've been very much so entertained.
Yeah, man.
And
No, it's
I mean,
it's
though I
great.
picked 5 games. If it goes 7, I certainly would not complain. And I'm not that guy where I want my prediction to exceed the entertainment that
No,
we can
yeah,
get.
I'm the same way. I'm
You know
like,
what I'm
man,
saying? Like, nah.
especially in the NBA finals. I root for almost every NBA finals to go 7 games because I'm never anxious for the basketball season to be over. I love NBA basketball.
Right, because you look at back in the day, just a few years back, the all the Cavs Warriors
Hmm.
series, only one of them was competitive.
Right. Yes. It's a 16. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep. Oh, you're right. And that kind of leads me into my next conversation
mhm.
about Adam Silver's recommendation for the All-Star game, the Team World versus
Mhm.
Team USA.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Um, I got mixed feelings about it, but I'll take your impressions of it first, and then I'll give you mine.
Um, it may work the first year.
Okay.
The first year because of curiosity
Yeah.
will probably drive up the viewership. Um, Now in terms of how it'll look, how the product will
Yeah.
look, it'll probably still be shit. I mean, if I had to
Tell us
venture,
how you really feel.
yeah, I mean, if I had to venture a guess, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, just for the simple fact, I mean, All Star Weekend, do what you like. It's nothing really there to attack the ego of the player for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like All Star Weekend, these dudes is trying to chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They
I kind of feel like we got a sampling of that this year with Charles Barkley. He had the international players,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
Shaq had the OGs,
yeah,
which were basically all American players, Black American players, and the Black American players annihilated the international
yeah.
players. I I don't see a lot of people think, and I've seen a lot of commentary that they think that the international players are going to have this huge advantage. And I'm just not of that opinion. I'm like, I don't think so. I think that the American born players are going to actually, probably for the first few games anyway, they probably going to annihilate the international players because the style of play
Mm.
in the All-Star game is an American style of play. That up tempo, fast tempo. If you look at European basketball, FIBA and all,
FIBA basketball.
it's more physical.
It's definitely more physical,
They play more physical. This
but they
this
but they do get up and down in
they
FIBA
do.
though.
They definitely do that. But if you
But they will knock your head off if you come down that
they
lane.
will. All of them say that NBA basketball is like Luca flat out came out and said NBA basketball is easier
Yeah,
than international basketball. Giannis has not said it that plainly, but he has said that it's less physical over here than it is in Europe because
right,
they both played Eurobasket.
right,
So
right.
they play Eurobasket. So they like, it's way less physical in the NBA. Luca flat out said it's easier to play in the NBA because of the way that they call the game. They kind of let you flow a little bit,
Yeah.
freedom of movement,
Mhm.
which was the edict to the officials in 2015, which essentially, I'm not going to say, because people get mad, I'm not going to say it eliminated off ball defense,
Right.
but it severely hampered off ball defense. You have to allow the player to move off ball. It's not like it used to be where you could just get chest to chest with them
Yeah,
and
yeah.
kind of try to
Overseas
lock
at
them up.
FIBA, they let you head screens a lot harder. Now I wonder,
Yeah.
now would they be playing NBA rules or would they play international rules in this All
No, they're
Star
gonna play
game?
NBA
They're gonna
rules as
play.
far as I know.
I
And
wonder.
so no matter what they play, the All Star game is going to evolve into an up and down. Nobody's
That's what I'm
playing
saying. So
physical,
it's like
man.
I wonder, so because now I'm trying to say, okay, so you have Giannis and Shea and Luca
And
and
Jokic
and Jokic and Wimby
mhm.
and I know I'm forgetting somebody.
Oh no, I mean I think Jamal Murray is
Yeah, Jamal
Canadian.
Murray.
Um, I don't think he hasn't been an All
He's never
Star
made an
yet.
All Star game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And then again, what does that turn into? Well, I was born in such and such, but
Yeah,
now all of a sudden,
Donovan
you got right. You
Mitchell.
know what I'm saying? Now all of a
Yeah,
sudden, you got all
Carl
these
Anthony
foreign born,
Town.
right?
He's Dominican.
Right. You get what I'm
So
saying?
yeah,
Like, when does it trickle down into that? Where
right.
dudes be trying to backdoor slide their way into the All-Star game because their mom was in labor in Venezuela.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so but yeah. So I think that the international player, I'm of the opinion that the international players have not quite caught up just yet. Even though this past year Giannis didn't play, but neither did LeBron. So I'm gonna call that a
Right.
wash.
Okay.
Shaq's OGs washed Chuck's international stars. They blasted them. I'm talking about like they held them like to 11 of 36 from the field while they shot like they shot like 23 or
Right.
36. It was like it was an
And
annihilation.
and again,
It
like
was
that.
not as abbreviated, but
Yeah, I mean that sucked. Now you
yeah.
want to talk about an all-star format that
Yeah, I mean,
sucked?
yeah.
Oh, that blew.
I'm I,
Oh
I
man,
I'm not I'm not
no, but I get what you're saying
I'm
in
not
terms of the
endorsing
no, I get what you're saying in
I'm
terms of
not
the sample
endorsing
size.
the format. I'm
But
just saying that we saw a sampling of what
right,
international versus
but it,
American players
but
looks
me,
like.
like I said, I'm guilty because when I heard about it, like I just didn't like divulge too much thought into it. I was like, oh, man, this is some gimmick. Like you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, dude, like they don't want to play. It's
Yeah.
like if they don't want to play, it is like you said, it'd just be an
It
up and
doesn't matter.
down.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like who's the first to 15?
And I think that that's ultimately
Like
what it comes down
yeah,
to.
like
Like if guys really want to play and play hard, it'll be a good
now, right
all-star game.
now, if leading up to it, you got somebody like Giannis, like start yapping,
Yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like or
Him and
like say,
Halliburton rekindle
you know what
their
I'm
little
saying?
beef.
Say Shea goes on and wins the chip and Finals MVP. I think he'll be the first player to win MVP and the
Mhm.
championship and Finals MVP since what maybe LeBron. I think
Yeah,
LeBron might have been the last one to do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So and him being Canadian born,
yeah,
maybe he gets to chirping. Some they
yeah,
need
yeah. We
they
need some
we
rivalry,
need
man.
some ego attached to it
Yeah,
because this whole USA versus the world thing, like, dog, the OG just went and kicked France's ass in France,
yeah, yeah.
like you get what I'm saying, like,
So now let me ask you this.
mhm.
Let me transition this way. We saw Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson play one on one for a hundred
Now that's
thousand
what they need
dollars.
to do. That's that's what we
I've
need to
been
get up
saying
on.
this. Now, Michael Beasley, you see, he just called out Carmelo.
Yeah.
I don't know if he beats Carmelo one on one, but that's
Well, I
not.
mean, Michael Beasley has confessed to having a drug problem in his past, and
Yeah,
not to say he still has one, but
but
sometimes those things have lingering effects. And
yes, that's true.
this sounds like it.
Yeah, I don't know if he can beat Carmelo one on one. That's not really the conversation.
Okay.
But it's well documented that he
Oh no,
played
he's a
LeBron.
bucket getter
Yeah,
supreme.
he
Like, let's
played
not.
LeBron
I
every
just did.
day one on one,
Yeah.
and they asked Michael Beasley what was the score of the games when you played LeBron one on one, and his exact answer, and I quote, was a lot to a little,
Yeah.
unquote.
I saw
He
that.
like it. I cooked him daily, so and that's well documented.
Yeah.
That's not me. That's not gossip.
Yeah.
That's not
Mario
me.
Chalmers is, I
Yeah,
believe, has said
yeah.
that
There's been
vouched for that
third
as well.
party accounts of Michael Beasley used to, but he is a notoriously good one on one
Yeah.
player. Period. Kyrie Irving,
Yeah.
one of maybe the most skilled, arguably the most skilled small guard to ever play, has said, "I would never play Michael Beasley one
Oh
on
yeah,
one."
Michael Beasley been a bucket since
Yeah,
Kansas State.
Kansas State. Yeah,
Him and Bill Walker down
yeah.
there.
So, but at any rate, that's I took a little bit of a rabbit trail.
Ain't no
Let me
wrong
let
with it.
me let me recalibrate. A one-on-one competition at NBA All-Star Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Does that rekindle the excitement around NBA All-Star Weekend? In your opinion?
I believe so.
Me
I'm trying
too.
to think. It was something I was looking for. Here we
Cause
go.
go ahead.
Because this was something that we had wanted to talk about before. Um, the changeover and the whole rebranding about how to fix the NBA All Star game. But yeah,
Mhm.
I think I mean, I think it would. Yeah, you need it.
Yeah,
You
like
need it
that
because
would now that would be great.
that attacks the ego.
Yes,
You know what I mean? That
you not gonna want to lose one
like
on one.
that. You like how we got like this back here. You put the social media comments up
Yeah.
around the arena
Oh man.
while the games is going on. But like, bro, I didn't put so much thought into this. Man, you know, look, I got some matchups that I didn't
Oh
thought
yeah.
about. Like
Go ahead.
we
Go
can go
ahead.
LeBron versus
Go off.
KD,
Yeah. Look, that was the first
Steph
one I
and
thought. Oh
Kyrie,
man, let's go.
Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Oh, not teammates.
Yeah.
Not teammates.
Let's see, Ant-Man.
You trying to cause dissension in the Boston locker room.
Yeah, Ant-Man and SGA.
Oh, I love that one.
Cade and Jalen Green.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Paolo versus Brandon Miller.
Oh man.
80 versus Giannis.
Yeah.
Book versus Luka.
Mm.
Wemby versus Chet.
So let
Dame
me ask
versus
you.
Trey.
Let me ask you, man, because I like that. I like all of these, by the way.
And a dark horse guy. Like, let's just throw Peyton Pritchard in there.
Yeah, listen. I like all of these. Let me ask you though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Should they do a tournament style, or should they just let everybody just? We just want. These are the intriguing matchups that we want to see, and everybody's gonna play the 10, you know, and that's it. Let's bracket people, man, and you know, winner, and then I'm gonna give a second part to this question, and I'll let you cook.
Okay.
How much money would you have to put up in order to get these dudes interested? Because they make a ton. So they ain't gonna just participate for, you know, 100,000. That's what Beasley and Lance Stevenson just played for $100,000. These dudes lose $100,000 in the couch cushions. They throw that at the strip club. So we already know 100,000 ain't gonna get it. So what are we looking at in terms of finance?
Yeah, man. So look, I'm telling you what I really dumped into this. So
go ahead.
So you kind of make it like a king of the court tournament.
Okay, I like it.
You make it like a king of the court tournament. You can do like max like 2 or 3 dribbles.
Okay. All right. So you want to do a max dribbles? Okay.
You do like max 3 dribbles. You know what I'm saying? You mic the players up.
Oh yeah, I love that.
You can do like games up to 7. Losers take ball out, sudden death, all of that. Whatever. But I think you could do something where the final round, all the shots got to be from 3-point range. You get what I'm saying? All the shots got to be from 3-point range.
Okay.
Like I remember back in the day, we play like, you do a 5-on-5 where after a while, like we play in the 15, but it's all twos. So that type of deal. Just the final, it's all got. Since that's what they like to do anyway.
Yeah.
3 dribbles. How's the bag? Let's see. Yeah. Like let's see. But $5 million.
5 million.
5 million cash prize
for the winner.
For the winner.
Winner take 5 million.
5 million. NBA Cares match the other 5. They donated to charity, and let's do it.
Do you remember? Let me ask you this, man. I'm gonna do a do you remember?
Okay.
Do you remember when Shaq and Elijah Wan were gonna play 1-on-1, and it was sponsored by Taco Bell?
Yeah, and I think Dr. J played Kareem or something.
Yeah, well, it got canceled. Remember, they didn't end up doing it for some reason.
Yeah, and
somehow
I think Joe Smith was supposed to play KG.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, like it was gonna be a 1-on-1 thing, and Taco Bell sponsored it. And I remember they were advertising it, and for some reason it got canceled.
You found out why it got canceled?
No, I have not. I would have to look into why that got canceled, but I just remember that though, because I remember that there was a conversation about who was better between those two in the mid-90s.
Yep, it was a whole little. They had
yes, I remember that, but that was kind of the genesis of this conversation, and that was 30 years ago. I'm surprised that this has not. I'm sure that it may have come up. I'm surprised that it hasn't materialized in all these years.
I think you do it the whole weekend though.
I agree.
You started on Friday, it goes through Saturday.
Listen,
it ends through Sunday.
Man,
because you figure
I'd be glued.
You talking about so by the time Sunday rolls around, Captain didn't talk so much shit.
Yeah,
where it's just like because
I'd be glued. I mean, like I would even be for like a guard bracket, forward bracket, center
Yeah,
bracket. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like you could,
Embiid versus
yeah,
Joker.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you could put Bam in there. You could put maybe AD and Giannis, put them in the center bracket.
Yep.
And you know, like man, listen, I'm all about it. I'm so here for that.
I think you have to. I think just with this era to just evoke the competition, you have to attack the ego
Yeah,
of the player.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you got to drive up the bag. Go 10 million. I don't
That's
care.
what I
10
said. Yeah,
million,
I'm right.
20,
Listen,
25.
the NBA got so much bread, like, and then you could, and who wouldn't sponsor this?
Yeah,
The sponsors would line up out the door. They,
25. Hell, sprinkle in some of these guys from the Next Chapter League.
yeah,
Shout out to the Next Chapter League too.
yeah, we're gonna
If y'all,
talk about
yeah,
that
you
too.
know what I'm saying. But like, whatever. Like, but yes, one-on-one tournament, I'm all for it. I thought that the ladies with the Unrivaled League did a good job with their one-on-one tournament
Yeah,
that they had in the
yeah.
middle of the little league. I wasn't the super biggest fan of the 3-on-3
Mhm.
because just 3-on-3 full court basketball to me is just kind of weird.
It's tough. Yeah.
But the one-on-one aspect that they did with it, I liked. I like
Yes.
that a lot. So yeah, dude, I'm all for that. Sign me up.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Man, this is a full agenda. You know what? Let's switch gears a little bit.
All
Let's
right.
go. Let's go NFL. Aaron Rodgers signed a 1 year deal with what used to be a serious organization that we used to know as the Pittsburgh as the Pittsburgh Steelers. I, man, listen, I need you, man. Come on back in and help me, man. I need you to help me with this signing because I thought that the Pittsburgh Steelers were a serious football operation. Help me with this, man.
This DMT smoking, washed up, Sharton cave dude is gonna get Mike Tomlin fired, and Mike Tomlin's gonna deserve it
Yeah,
for signing up and attaching his wagon to this fool.
yeah.
Period.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl 15 years ago, and that's it.
That's it.
He's had a couple of seasons where he was able to bully his coach around because the coach just wanted to keep his job and keep his name up as a young up and coming coach. So he hitched his wagon to Aaron Rodgers, again, who's talented, but his talent does not merit putting up with any of the nonsense that comes with a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. I think the Steelers is smoking dope for doing this. This is some of the dumbest shit that they've ever done for a smart organization. I don't
Yeah.
believe this. I can't believe what they're doing with this. It makes no sense. Help me understand it. And if you can't tell, I am absolutely tired of Aaron Rodgers. And let me tell you, this is from a guy from 15 years ago. You couldn't tell me shit about Aaron Rodgers. I was an Aaron Rodgers guy, but I'm so over and sick of this dude, man. You can have at it. This
Man,
him and
so-
his immunized self.
So let me. I mean, you said a lot of what I feel, but let me try to let me try to put the train back on the track a little bit, man, and bring this back to football just a
Okay.
tad.
I'm sorry.
No, listen,
We can talk football.
because I feel you. But here's the thing. Because when the Jets signed Aaron Rodgers, they assumed that they would surround him with a good running game and a good defense, decent receiving core. You know what I'm saying? Like, one real good receiver and then some other guys. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what's different about what's going on in Pittsburgh right now. And that experiment failed miserably. And so now you're going to replicate the same circumstances again with an older, less effective and post injury Aaron Rodgers. I'm trying to understand. The Steelers are again historically a very astute organization. They've been historically astute.
I mean, they saw Cordell Stewart before all the other teams saw what,
Yeah.
the mobile quarterback could be
we
in
could,
the modern NFL.
yeah.
Like they're that team.
That's what I'm saying. We could go on. Yeah, they drafted Big Ben out of Miami of Ohio. They are historically one of the great, astute organizations in the National Football League. Somebody has to tell me how they have lost cabin pressure, like, because this is not going to work.
Who don't have Robert Sala's phone number in the Pittsburgh
Right, yeah.
Steelers organization to just call him and be like, hey, dog, what about Aaron
We
Rodgers?
don't.
I'm sure he has a lot to say.
I don't need Robert Sala's phone number. I don't have nobody's phone number. This is just me watching football. This is not going to work. I don't need nobody's phone number. I'm telling the Pittsburgh Steelers, I've never ran a football operation. I'm not a football guy. Nobody pays me to be a football executive. Let me help everybody in the Steelers organization. This is going to fail. Congratulations. You might have the third best quarterback in your division. You might. He's not better than Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow, so you can forget about that. He might be better than whoever Cleveland rolls out there. He might.
The dude is a proven snake in the grass, bro.
Yeah.
His own family doesn't like him.
Yeah.
Like
that part.
seriously, like when your mama don't like you, dog.
Yeah.
Like that's bad.
But listen, because his mama ain't liked him for a minute.
Like
that don't mean you can't play football.
But
listen, if you could play football for me, I wouldn't care
he's
if
a
the whole.
disruptor.
Yes, he's
He's a disruptor.
Listen, man.
And he's gonna get. Mike Tomlin, dog. Bro, don't be
wouldn't-
out here sad eyeing us come December,
Right.
mid-November, talking about
I'm not even.
you know,
This
that
ain't
they
the,
felt it was time for a new voice in the locker
listen
room.
for me. This ain't the good guy Olympics, bro. I wouldn't care if you kick puppies in your free time.
I
dog.
mean, for sure.
If you could get 4,500 yards and 35 touchdowns against 7 interceptions for my football team, bro, you could kick puppies and you could slap pins out of
I
little
hear you.
babies' hands, dog,
I hear
when they ask for an autograph.
But you gotta win.
But you gotta win.
Gotta win.
You ain't been doing that, bro. You've been mediocre, solidly mediocre at best for the past.
I guess that's my thing with Rodgers. This guy, like, you know what I mean?
Because they used to say that about Ndamukong Suh. I'm like,
this
I don't
dude,
care
like,
if Ndamukong Suh is nice.
He like shows up to organizations like Sondering around like it's 2011.
Right?
Dog.
Yeah,
like no, dog. It's
Right.
2025, damn near 26.
Yeah, that act worked when
Like,
you were an MVP
yeah.
candidate and you was getting
Coming off a
45,
chip.
4,500 yards and 40
Like,
touchdowns,
this
bro.
dude he walking up in organizations like he's the turnaround guy. Like, no, dog. Like,
Right, you
no.
40 years
You
old.
the Band-Aid, dude. That's
Right.
it.
You ain't even that, bro. Like, to me, he should be on his way home.
Right.
I don't know what the Pittsburgh Steelers are doing. This is not going to work. This is not going to result in anything other than mediocrity. You could have kept Russell Wilson or man, I'm drawing a blank. Justin Fields. Yeah, you could have kept one of them to get what you're gonna get out of Aaron Rodgers. I assure you that this is not gonna work. So and I can say that emphatically.
Shout out to my guy Tyrone, man. Huge Steelers fan, huge fan of the show, man. Supporter of the show. It's gonna be a long season for you,
I was
my
gonna say,
dog.
avert your eyes, young
I'm
man.
here. I'm here for you, my G.
Avert your eyes, brother.
I'm here for you because it's gonna be rough.
Enjoy watching DK, man. He'll catch some passes, but it ain't gonna be a lot of winning going on with Aaron Rodgers over there stinking it up.
DMT smoking.
Congratulations, man, to young Coco Golf, man. And forgive me for if I butchered the name Sabalenka. Is that the name? She
Aranya Sabalenka.
Yeah, she beat Sabalenka in the French Open. I believe she lost the first set, but then went on to win the next 2 sets emphatically, and to get the major. And extremely proud of that young lady and all that she's doing in tennis. I'll take your impressions, man. I did not get to see the entire match. I must admit, but I did see her post-match interview. Very impressed with her poise. Sabalenka, I believe, is French. Is that correct? Because I know they were chanting her name, or maybe she's Eastern European, but I know that the crowd was with her.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she's the number one player in the world.
Hmm. And I saw Coco started chanting her own name
Yeah,
when the crowd was chanting for for Sabalenka.
yeah. I mean, well, Coco, I mean, she just played an outstanding tournament. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought she looked good in the earlier preliminary matches. Um, it's hard to move well on clay.
Hmm.
She seems to do it. It makes it look easy.
Yeah, right.
Um,
She's incredible, really.
I mean, let's not get it twisted. I mean, Sabalenka's tough.
Yeah.
But I mean, Coco has success against Sabalenka. I think she's won like 6 of the last 11 matches against her. So she has um, some, consistent success against her in matches.
Hmm.
I think that leads to a lot of Sabalenka's frustrations with Coco.
Yes. Well.
So I mean, um, in terms of post match, just how Coco carries this. I mean, again, it's a testament to her folks. I mean, they've been, you've seen, and they've been grooming her. I don't know if that's safe to say now.
Yeah, right. But I know what you mean.
When it's in the proper context,
to be a tennis,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when it's in the like you like the world's so messed up now. You feel
know, right?
icky using that word in the
Using
proper
word grooming,
context.
yeah.
She was reared
right
properly by her mother and father legally. To be, eloquent, competitive, and and have those two things coexist and come across, confidently, and it's only the beginning for her. I think that's her second major. Um, One thing I will say, and I am looking forward to, is they're probably going to give Sabalenka a really tough time at the U.S. Open coming up at the end of the summer.
Yes.
I do believe the Boo Birds will be definitely in effect.
Yeah, because Coco will be she'll be beloved over here when she gets to be on her home turf. She won't have to chant her own name.
No. It'll definitely be Coco's house.
Yes,
at Arthur Ashe Court for certain.
Is K going to Golden State? Is he going to be traded to go?
I walked out of here over Aaron Rodgers. I'm about to run out this bitch when I saw that nonsense. But I don't know what was crazier, like the notion or the trade package when I read it. Did you read the?
No,
the
I didn't read the trade.
Dude,
enlighten me.
Hold on. Oh God! It was such a nothing burger ridiculous.
I think I might have scrolled past it.
It was Cade Cunningham for Kuminga, Moody, and
please say Steph Curry.
No, it was like it was
because I'm waiting on the name.
No. It was
that's gonna convince me.
It was like Kuminga, Moody, and God help me. I mean, it wasn't
nobody.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
it wasn't Jimmy.
It wasn't Jimmy.
It might have been Dale Davis's kid. Like it was something.
Trace Jackson Dale.
Like it was something really ridiculous like that. Hold on, let me see. Now you're gonna make me pull it up because it was something so ridiculous. That was the most insulting part about it to me. Like there's no way in hell they're gonna do this. Yeah. And I'm like, and there's really no way in hell they're gonna do it for these dudes. But yeah, I'll pull it up momentarily. But just the thought of it is ridiculous. Like, if you're not sending Steph Curry in exchange for Cade Cunningham,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, it's not even that. It's not a starter to talk about.
With the ages, I would be, and I love Steph. Steph is obviously a game changer still. But what is he? 37 though. I don't want to trade a 37-year-old star for a 24-year-old star. I'm not. I ain't even with that. But that's the only thing that makes sense when you hear it. Like, okay, they gonna give you Steph, Kuminga, 4 picks. Like I'm waiting to hear all the compensation because obviously you talking about sending us a haul.
Yeah, like
you ain't Kuminga and Moody.
I found it. Like I don't know, like what bizarro world
dog,
did they?
What? Moses Moody
Yeah,
and Kaminga.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Man, what? Yeah, like
It was like a potential blockbuster deal.
they traded 5. They got the Knicks got 5 first-round picks for Michael Bridges.
Yeah, like hold on here.
So what you think the Pistons would want for Cade Cunningham?
Bruh, we want man.
I want matter of fact, I want your first round pick till I say stop. That's that's what you can say to me, dog. I'm gonna take your first round pick till I say I'm cool, dog. Till I pick up the phone and call you like, yeah, nah, we got enough, dog. Yeah,
Man, they might have deleted this nonsense.
Yeah,
That's how like crazy it was. Like I can't even find it no more.
Yeah,
like I got the post, but
and I want Steph Curry.
But like they didn't. I was looking for the details.
I see it.
But it was like it was like Moody, Kaminga, but I can't remember who. It was 3 guys.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait a minute. It says mock trade proposal.
I want Steph Curry and your first round draft picks until it's over.
Mock trade proposal. Here it is. Our Warriors receive Cade Cunningham. Yeah, okay, here it was. The Pistons received Jonathan Kaminga, Moses Moody. But here's the one that's going to put it over the top, though, where it's just like, okay, I see it. Gary Payton II.
Now you about to make me walk off, bro. I'm like, what kind of acid was Zach Lowe dropping that night, though, when he came up with that one, bro? He must have did a 4-way hit all at once, bro. Zach Lowe.
Who's got the illicit photo?
I was gonna say, bro,
Langdon walking out of the Diddy.
Get a new dealer, baby, because he's stepping on your stuff, man.
Like, what is this?
Your dealer is stepping on your stuff, man. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to get a new dealer, man. Find somebody new.
Zach Lowe on Tucci.
Yeah, dog, because he's stepping on your stuff. You got to be on drugs, bro. Gary Payton, what? And how many first round? Did he say 17 first round picks? Though? Did he say the most outrageous number of first round picks?
I don't give a damn if it's Gary Payton II. You get in Hot Tub Time Machine and get Gary Payton the first in 1993.
I'm cool.
With Sean Kemp.
I'm cool.
We not doing it.
Yeah, like that man. What?
Like like I said, the offer. I said the proposal. Who came up with this proposal? What the hell?
That's the most. That is the most insane.
Drunk.
Yeah, he must have hit. I'm telling you, he did a 4-way blotter of acid. Though they stepping on your stuff, Zach Lowe, man. Get a new dealer. Russell Westbrook offered 3 years, $150 million by a EuroLeague squad. Is he going?
He should.
Yeah. You gonna go get that?
Why would he not?
I don't know. I would.
What is Russ, 34 or 5?
Yeah, I mean, he's still young enough to go on and get that bag.
Can he get 50 years, 50 million per year in the NBA?
No. Emphatically no.
Well, what is it to talk about?
Nothing.
I think what was that last number that he got in Denver? I mean, it was like dope fiend money in terms of like,
yeah,
I
mean,
NBA
it wasn't 50 million. That's for sure.
I mean, it was like peanuts, really. Like, I mean, the number was pretty minuscule.
Yeah, I can hold on. I'll give you his contract.
But 50 million. What are we talking about?
Yeah, you made 3.4 million.
What?
Yeah, he made 3. I mean, you know, he's made 345 million over his career. But yeah,
what does Mrs. Westbrook say? Like,
yeah,
fool.
Excuse me. He made 3.3 million. He has a player option to make 3.4 million this upcoming season.
Well, you know, again, I don't know Russell Westbrook's situation in terms of his, you know, how comfortable he is where he lives.
No, listen,
you know,
I'm sure he's fine financially.
I mean, he's made a lot of money in the NBA.
Who couldn't use another 150 million
for 3 years to go over there and average 50, 30, and 30? Like,
right.
Dude,
and do what he wanted to do.
Go have at it, bro.
Listen, I would listen. I'm sure his financial advisor has something to say about it. But yeah, I would imagine that he would be looking to do that.
I would rather see him do that than him to be perceived as, say, like one of the ring shoppers
Yeah, yeah. I
or
mean,
ring
right.
chasers.
Just trying
I
to
must,
sit
yeah,
on the end of the bench and get
yeah,
a ring.
like,
Robert Parrish at 43,
yeah,
playing for the Bulls.
yeah, like, nah, bro. Like, don't get the 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 old man washed up. Might as well chip. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, man. Let's close it out, man, with some boxing, man.
oh man, yeah, wild weekend.
Yeah. Keyshawn Davis. Give me your impressions, man.
I mean,
What's going on there, man? Fill me in, as a
I
matter of
guess
fact.
my man was. I guess Keyshawn Davis was going for his doctorate in how to blow your bag.
Fill me in, man.
I
What's
mean,
the situation with Keyshawn? I ain't hip, man.
well, for the last fight, they had to postpone because he couldn't make the weight.
Yeah.
I believe the following night, his brother lost his fight,
Mm.
which caused another fight backstage after the fight.
Oh, they got into a,
Oh,
a
dude, I
brawl.
mean, it was I mean, Keyshawn Davis was in a complete brawl backstage, bro. I mean,
Come
it
on,
was,
man.
dude, it was bedlam. Like Tim Bradley, um, because the whole thing was, the whole who's next up between him and Abdullah Mason, and if you're a promoter
Yeah.
and you want to put your chips behind a guy, then Keyshawn Davis, with all of that madness last weekend, then just pushed all the chips towards Abdullah Mason's way. Um, Tim Bradley agrees, like, dude, I mean, he just literally just kind of just blew a lot of money with the antics just in a short, like, 36-hour span, dude. Like,
Dang, he lost his purse
it was just
because of the brawl.
it was just a complete it was just a complete meltdown, dude. Like, it was,
Dang, he lost the belt, he lost his
yeah.
purse,
Well, dude,
and they canceled his fight. Okay, yeah. Now I'm seeing.
like, dude,
Ugh.
it was all bad, bro.
Mm.
And this was on top of Tiafimo and Haney on and off.
Mm. Yeah. What's
Be-
going on?
I guess Tiafimo just had the problem with the Haneys personally, to the fact that where it's a money issue. I guess both guys feel that they're the draw. You know what I mean? Like both guys feel that they're the draw, and no one wants to give.
Tiafimo, Devin Haney, Bill Haney, calm down. Y'all, everybody need to relax. Y'all both need a fight that somebody wants to watch. Okay? Everybody
Right,
calm down. Ain't none of y'all, neither one of y'all is like that. Go on and split that purse 50-50 and shut up.
bro.
Especially you, Bill. You know? Yeah, no disrespect, man. I know I feel you as a father. Like, I try not to dislike you because I feel as a father, you trying to do the right thing for your son. But don't get in the way, man. Don't fumble the bag for your son. Letting your ego get in the way. Because I
The-
feel like that's what happened with him a lot.
yeah, but especially after it seems like the I guess the anticipated Haney Caleb Plant fight is in limbo now, right?
Oh, you talking about Charlo.
Well, I mean, I thought that if Caleb Plant would not have lost his last fight, that his next fight would be with Devin Haney,
No, it
right?
was Charlo.
It was
Yeah,
Charlo.
he too big for Haney. He would knock Haney's head through the roast. Yeah, no, because Haney 35. He won
Okay.
35. Yeah,
Okay.
Caleb Plant is a super middleweight. But no, it was Charlo.
Oh, it's Charlo.
It was Charlo.
Man,
Don't get
I
me.
want to say it was Jamal Charlo.
They the same person to me, bro. No disrespect to the Charlo twins, though. I can't distinguish the two of y'all. I know one is a little bit better than the other one. I think it's Jermel.
Jamel.
Jermel, I think, is a little bit better than the other one. And I think he's the one that had the long layoff, right?
Yes.
Not Jamal, but man, I can't. I don't know who's like, you know what I'm saying, like in terms of their careers and who fight and win, and that all blurs together.
Yeah, cause see, like the Charlo,
But yeah, but Plant
the,
did lose, and he was
yeah,
supposed to
okay,
fight.
so
I
it was
did
so he's
see.
supposed to
I
fight
saw
Charlo
that.
next.
I
Okay,
saw that news. Yes, yeah,
he's supposed to fight Charlo.
he fumbled that fight. Um, but I did see the Bud and Canelo fight is, you know, that's still on. Thank God for September 13th. That looks like we still gonna get that one. I'm anxiously anticipating that one. Um, yeah, man. What are your thoughts about that fight, man? How you feeling about that? When I know we kind of discussed it before. You have any additional thoughts? Anything new on that one?
I don't know how I feel my ma- about my man Bud doing so much talking about it now.
He is talking a lot. He is. There's a lot of conversation.
I mean, it's like historically that usually doesn't go well,
It does not.
you know. So that kind of
And I like his belief in himself.
again because historically that's a lot of times, not all the time,
Yeah.
but a lot of times that's can be exposed to be a mask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not that I'm trying to insinuate that Bud Crawford has got false bravado.
Yeah. No.
Like
I
that's
mean, he's
not
got every reason to believe in
yeah,
himself.
for sure. But again, me just being, novice boxing watcher,
Yeah.
observer. I and have been watching Bud for a long time.
Yeah.
Bud was used to be like a real quiet guy.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to get 10 words out of Bud Crawford.
Yeah.
you,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So not to say that it has me concerned, but it has my interest.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
It
You're
has
looking at it.
yeah, it has my interest. Um, I have not seen or heard from Canelo Alvarez outside of
Yeah.
like, crowd shots,
Yeah. He been quiet about it.
like crowd shots, stuff like that at other fights. Um, which is good to me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the promoters will have some type of countdown special, and then then we can kind of see how pause, their bodies are starting to shape up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like how's the mentality? Because I think for Canelo, um, this is like a legacy defining fight. Like for both
Yeah.
fighters, but I think for Canelo, this could like really, really be like a really big feather in his cap,
Mm-hmm.
especially on the book end of his career.
Yeah. Right. It was, already Hall of Fame career.
For sure.
A champion in multiple weight classes. He's traversed several weight classes, been a pro since he was 15. So yeah, I mean, Canelo has very little left to prove.
Because there's always like, the people that, like he fought Triple G too late, past his prime,
But again, listen, when people start to contextualize, that is a sign of dominance.
Again, I agree.
Yeah, people
I agree.
contextualizing is a
I
sign
agree.
of dominance.
I agree. And then I think like a win, like especially like an impressive win against Bud, would
Because they'll say the same thing.
would stamp,
Because how old is Bud? Is he 37?
I think Bud is 37.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So people going to tell you, man, he fought him past his prime. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing about it is, I don't think more so than how Canelo looked at that. I mean, that Triple G looked at that age than Bud looks at.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we saw Bud retire an undefeated unified welterweight champion. That's essentially, like, in hindsight, because I don't think Spencer's gonna fight again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the longer it goes, the more I feel like we've seen him fight his last fight. And in hindsight, that probably should have been his last fight with the way it looked.
Yeah, I mean,
it was that was brutality.
The most shocking,
like
boxing match I've ever witnessed.
I was shaken up for days.
Yeah, that was shocking.
Like I know that we watched it together. You thought Bud was gonna win. I thought Spence was gonna win. We both were shocked though.
Yeah,
like
nobody
expected
like
a beating of that. We thought, a good fight. Bud may win a close one. Spence may win a close. Yeah, I thought that maybe Spence would maybe be a little bigger than him and maybe outbox him. listen, man, Bud put on a clinic. And so, like you said, he should be confident. You know what I'm saying? Like Errol Spence, despite I think history will be kind to Errol
Man,
Spence,
he was a
even
real
though,
bad man.
yeah, he's a great fighter. I'm like,
Bad
like,
man.
I was explaining to my son in the immediate aftermath, like, no. Errol Spence was the undefeated unified welterweight champion of the world. He was not a bum.
Our jaws were on the
Yeah,
ground for a reason.
like despite the way that Bud made him look, he wasn't a bum, but sometimes again, dominance will make the other guy look that way. And that's what I'm like, that's why I don't like to try to contextualize dominance.
Right.
Sometimes it's just like, no. That dude just was that
He was
good,
like that.
and he just made that other dude look like a club fighter that night. And sometimes that's just how it is. And I'm like, I don't like to diminish the performance, because it's like, well, if this dude would have fought this dude at this, and that's, some of that is okay. I'm like that, because you do, context is good sometimes.
Right, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, but when you start to do it too much, you know what I'm saying? Just like we was talking about Floyd, and then I'll transition to one last, lighthearted topic. But I think Floyd beat 17 world champions. So, like when you could, and you could go through every one of them, I think, and nitpick, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, he beat 17 world champions. Like, yeah, of course, you know what I'm saying? Some of them was a little past their prime. Some of them maybe hadn't hit their prime yet. But when you beat 17 world champions, you know what I'm saying?
After a while, you've got a habit of just being dominant.
Correct. Yeah. Like you have to adjust your style. You have to, of course, you're not going to meet everybody in their prime. It's not going to be 17 great fighters in their prime while you in your prime. You know what I'm saying? Like the likelihood of that happening is not very strong. That's why, and I don't want to rehash the whole conversation we had last time.
That might be because sorry, Jay Black, but I know you hate lists.
Yeah.
Like maybe the top 10 biggest victims of dominance.
Yeah, listen, man. Yeah,
A different perspective.
Yeah,
like,
people whose dominance is weaponized for sure. Because because Michael Jordan is number one.
I think Wilt's number one.
Yeah, Wilt is number one.
Like they treat this dude like Paul Bunyan. Like,
but I have a controversial take on Wilt.
Okay.
Even though I think, Wilt is a top 5 center of all time without question. And I know a lot of the Wilt, the Wilt people, they gonna get on me.
And don't get your daddy running up
I know,
trying
right?
to beat on us, man.
But I think Wilt was the original Winter Soldier. 22.5 points per game, playoff average. 31 points per game, regular season average.
That is cold-blooded, dog.
Yeah.
He got 2 chips.
He do. I think he
damn.
What's his finals record though? He 2-5.
But I mean, it was against the League of Hall of Fame. Ooh.
Listen,
that
go back
and be fun.
Yeah, go back and look at some of them. He got knocked out in 61 by a Syracuse Nationals team that was 38-41. Yeah. Go back and look at some of them performances he put on. He was getting outplayed. And again, I know Bob Pettit was a monster, but he was getting outplayed by other guys. And when the playoffs got here, Wilt wasn't Wilt like that no more.
Wow, I did not know you were going to come from
man.
The foul line.
Yeah. Some of the old heads, they going to be in my mentions after that.
That is his view. Those are his views alone.
I'm just saying, it's something to be explored. It's something to be explored.
We got to do that, man. Victims of dominance.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Yeah.
Oh, man, that'd be good.
Because but I will say, that is true about Wilt, though. His dominance is weaponized, though, because they do say, yeah, man, everybody in the league was weak. That's not true. A contracted league doesn't mean a weak league. I will also say that in his defense, but listen, you go back and look at some of them playoff series. He got some clunkers though.
The double down.
Yeah, he got some clunkers. Some of them playoff series is clunkers. I stand on that.
He does.
I stand on that. Some of them playoff series, you like what?
I have scanned through the almanac and some of those games.
Was it Wilt or Artis Gilmore, bro? That's
some of those game sixes.
Yeah, he was real regular. Like, yeah, he was real. I mean, like, and when I say regular, I mean compared to Wilt.
Yeah,
like Wilt was averaging 15. Yeah, like that's great numbers.
63 and 34.
He was averaging 50 and 25 in the regular season. Like then he got to the playoffs, it was like 25 and 12.
Yeah.
I mean, again, 25 and 12 in context. If that's Anthony Davis, you ain't batting an eye. But
that is like maybe the clearest indicator of
how great he was
of victimization.
Yeah, there
like,
you go. Yeah,
like, amongst his own self.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, like because he had to set his own bar.
It's like every time he stepped on the court, he had to drop Thriller.
Yeah, that's that's a good way to put it. Yeah, I at least need off the wall. You know what I'm saying? I at least need off the wall every time you step out.
No blood on the dance floor.
yeah. You feel me? Yeah, that was remember the time, player. But listen, as always, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Happy birthday, G.
Happy birthday, G Mason. Y'all hit the D spot, man, and patronize G over on 6 Mile. We really appreciate him, man. We're gonna be coming with some announcements real soon. Website gonna be available real soon. We're gonna have some links real soon. And we got a lot of great products coming, man, that y'all gonna be able to consume real soon. Some merchandising. We appreciate y'all for staying with us, for continuing to support, for growing the support, for liking, for sharing, for subscribing. Hit that bell notification. Make sure you hit all so that things pop up on your For You page. We thank y'all so much. Please join us next Wednesday at 8 p.m. or as close as we can get to it.
8-ish.
Thank y'all, man. We love y'all.
Be good.
Everybody has one podcast. Peace.